Lately, it seems like mental health is always on the news. We hear about the facts and statistics, different symptoms, how to take care of yourself, but we rarely ever hear firsthand from a person what it's like to have a mental illness and the impact it has on their lives.
I've been dealing with mental health issues for about 7 years. When I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which basically changed my life and how I have to take care of myself. And then when I was in 9th grade, I was sexually assaulted by 2 guys, and that really messes a person up.
Sometimes, when people experience traumatizing events, it can lead to behaviors such as self-harm, and the person may isolate themselves from the world.
After having multiple panic attacks to the point that I couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything other than curl up into a ball underneath a blanket, I finally decided that I wanted to get some sort of help and not just have anxiety be what my entire life was.
I think sometimes people are stigmatized for identifying as having mental health struggles. So I think compassion, patience, understanding, as well as I think a willingness to talk with the individual about what they're struggling with and be able to listen.
But mental health doesn't just affect one person. It can affect their loved ones as well.
I know it's been hard on my boyfriend a little bit. He sometimes doesn't know how to help me. He tries his best, but there's sometimes where I just need to write it out, and I can tell it kind of hurts him because I'll shut him out a little bit, or I'll just say everything's fine, and I can tell it hurts.
The hardest part about dating someone with a mental illness is knowing how to help, because there's so many times that I feel powerless. I feel like no matter what I'm saying, it isn't always helpful, because even if you feel like you might understand what someone's going through, you're not 100% in their shoes. So sometimes the words you're saying might sound kind of hollow.
Oftentimes when people are struggling, they tend to be more isolated. And so good communication, intimate, compassionate communication is super helpful for that.
It's really difficult to talk about, but find a way to start the conversation, because just showing them that you care means a lot to people. And I think it just helps to let someone know that you're there for them, especially if it's a loved one. You know, hopefully you can find a way to connect with them and help them out day by day. You know, it's not a one fixed problem for sure. You got to work at it and put in the time, and you got to be patient with them, but it helps to start somewhere.
Mental illness doesn't need to be the end of your life. I've been dealing with it for like 7 or 8 years, and I'm now a senior in college. Have 1 semester left after this one. I haven't let it stop me. It's definitely been harder for me, and it's definitely put like roadblockers in the way, but just it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get medication. It's okay to go to counseling.
Every single day is just it's something new. You never really know what to expect.
Just because you have mental illness doesn't mean your life is over.